Hello, welcome back, and thank you for joining me today. We're going to take a look at one of the foundational principles of this course that describes how things work. It will show us how our perception is backwards or upside down here in the world when we identify as an individual, as an ego, and how we can bring about the change of mind that we're looking for. Just that. And it's one of those foundational discussions that's so important on the path. And it is important no matter where you appear to find yourself. It really is. Whether you're an experienced student with decades of experience with this material, we all, as experienced students, need to hear the basics over and over again. Because what if we don't get it at first? What if we go forth, we practice it, we wrestle with it, we have multiple forgiveness opportunities because we fall on our faces? I'm just saying, right? These are ideas that we return to again and again. So if you're newer or you're just checking out this course, again, welcome. There's a reason why you're here. I invite all of you to stick around. And as always, it would be very kind of you to watch this video all the way to the end, not for YouTube stats or anything like that, but for yourself and everything that lives. There's a message from your inner teacher here today. And if you turn it off after 2 or 3 minutes, I mean, I get that. You can. You can turn it off after 2 or 3 seconds if you want to. But what if you miss the message that's intended for you that will utterly change the trajectory of your lifetime and that of everyone connected to you, which, by the way, is everyone. There's a message for you today. Perhaps that was it. We're all not only connected, we're one. So, of course, we're connected. We're not 8 billion plus separate units. There is no separation of any kind. So, what's the foundational principle that we're looking at today? We're looking at how the mind actually works. And when we don't see things as they are, we get it completely wrong. And as a result, we appear to be here in the world at whatever job we're working at, in whatever relationship situation we're in, whether it's beautiful, good, bad, ugly, or none at all, wherever we appear to find ourselves. We're not experiencing the peace of God because we don't see things as they are. We see our brother and ourselves as separate, as individual, separately existing units. Of course, our economic systems see us as units of consumption and production, statistics. Flattering, right? Our governments see us as part of their tax base, wherever you may live in the world. When we see ourselves as individuals, we're not seeing things as they really are. How are they? There is no separation of any kind. We're one with God, and we've never left our source, capital S. So if you're hearing this for the first time, or you're relatively new to this, and you're thinking, well, wait a minute, what do you mean? Well, we're not a body. This is not me. And our physical bodies are not who we are. The world teaches us that that is, in fact, the case. But we know that it is not the case. If you didn't know that deep down, you would not be interested in this discussion in any way. No, there'd be no reason for you to even be here. But here you are on the spiritual path, whatever that has looked like for you and whatever it looks like right now. We all know deep down who and what and where we are. And this course aims to have us recognize that, which means we repeat over and over again. There is a reason why 20 consecutive workbook lessons talk about the fact, the truth, that we're not a body. There is a repetitive phrase, 20 consecutive workbook lessons. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. That rhyme, in English at least, is deliberately placed so that we may memorize it and repeat it and repeat it and come back to it. See how that works. I come back to it again and again and again and again. We get in our own way in large part here in the world because we see ourselves as cut off and separate. Because of this, we often believe, all too often, that our brother is going to attack us. We believe he's going to get our stuff. So we spend our time constructing an elaborate defense against this attack, which may come, and often it does not. Now, our experience here in the world bears out that we're vicious and we attack a lot. There is always a war going on somewhere in this world, and frequently it's more than one. At any given time, there are hotbeds of conflict, armed conflict, and that's an extreme example. This plays out in our own mind. When we look out at our brother and we become fearful or jealous, vindictive or judgmental, we don't have to lash out at him, nor does he have to lash out at us physically. In our mind, we're forming a judgment and maintaining a sense of separation. So, in this state, we don't understand that giving and receiving are one. In fact, they're the same thing. We see giving and receiving as a transaction where one gives something, they're out something. I give my brother $10. I no longer have that $10. He's got it. I lack that. You know, we see it as transactional. Yet that, in truth, and this course shows us this, that's not the way it actually is. Giving and receiving are one. A very famous and oft quoted passage from the course says that to give and to receive are one in truth. Giving something here in the world appears to make a lack because we appear to be out the thing that we give. So, in the example of money, it appears to be that way. So, what happens when we give an idea, of which money is an idea? Isn't it? What is it exactly? We made it up. It's an idea. The idea actually doesn't go anywhere, does it? When you give love, it's not a physical, concrete object. You can't point to a specific thing and say that's love. It's intangible. It's completely abstract. It's an idea, yet if you asked somebody what the strongest thing in their life was, many of them, if not all of them, would answer love. So if we can't see it, yet it's the strongest thing, that should tell you something, shouldn't it? When we give an idea, the idea is strengthened. When you give love to your brother, it's strengthened, isn't it? You're not out love because you gave it. It's how you keep it. To give something is how we keep it in our mind. It's very important. We get this wrong backwards in the world. So this course teaches us just how we've gotten it backwards and what to do about it. That's the important part. How you keep something in your mind is to give it. Giving it is how you keep it in your mind. This applies for condemnation as well as for love. When you lash out and blame your brother, you're keeping condemnation in your own mind. I mean, aren't you? Because you're prone to do it again. The next time somebody tweets and it's ridiculous or hateful, um, incisive rhetoric that you don't agree with, you're just as prone, if not more prone, to judge and to keep judging and to keep thinking, what an idiot. That blank, blank, blank string of expletives. Yeah. I mean, we're more prone to keep doing it. So, what happens when we extend love? We're prone to continue to do that. It's how we keep it in our mind. Giving is how we keep it in our mind. So, what are we giving? Are we giving condemnation, blame, and hatred, or are we giving love? Are we extending the miracle of true forgiveness to our brother? Are we loving our brother? How we treat our brothers, how we treat ourselves, there is no separation of any kind. When we forgive ourselves. When we condemn ourselves. When we love ourselves. Your brother is you. What happens when you perceive love is that it's very natural to wish to extend that. When we hoard something and attempt to keep it for ourselves, we're, of course, making the separation real to us. We think we have to hide away, huddle away in a dark corner, and guard our treasure. What we're keeping is our own sense of lack and our own sense of separation. Yet when we extend, when we give love, what happens is when you give love to your brother, he returns it to you. It shows you who you are, what you are. When the love that you gave is returned to you, it strengthens everything. It increases it. Incidentally, this is how we learn. We give to keep things in our mind. It's how we keep it. Give it away. Share. As kids, we're all taught to share, aren't we? We're taught to share our toys with other little kids when we're out there playing. And of course, some kids do it naturally and quite well, and others resist to the bitter end. Yeah. But that's how we keep in our mind what we would keep in our mind. So the question for all of us, what would you keep in your mind? Love, perfect oneness? Or would you continue the separation and all of the attendant suffering that comes from thinking you're an individual self-sustaining survival unit and your brother's out to get you? So give love, extend love. That's what the Holy Spirit invites us to do. So, as always, questions and comments are more than welcome here. Spirituality involves self inquiry, and studying this course involves self inquiry. It involves taking a look at everything. Yes, even the things that we wish to keep hidden, bringing them to the surface of conscious awareness so that they may be forgiven and released. In this process, where we're cordially invited to question the very foundations of everything we now believe. Questions are bound to arise. So, to the extent that you have them, I am more than happy to answer them. So, please, if you have them, please type them in here and I will respond. My job here is to serve as a guide for you. This course is a self-study curriculum. These videos are designed to supplement your own practice, certainly not to replace it. It's self-study, remember. So this you could consider a learning tool or a learning aid, a supplement works. I'm always more than willing to address what's coming up for you. Because as we bring it all up, it all comes up, doesn't it? If you have not subscribed, I would love to have you join us here. This is the subscription prompt. Feel welcome to just go ahead and click that. Join us. Several videos appear each week. And what we do is we go deep with this. A Course in Miracles is all about changing our perception. We don't see things as they are, so let's see things as they are. And in the process, we question everything, the very foundations of everything you now believe. Understand that you're not alone. Our inner teacher, the Holy Spirit, is part of our mind. It's part of you. In appealing to it for guidance and support, you're not appealing to an outside power. There is no power outside of you. If you've not heard that one before, you'll hear it again. Thank you for joining me. Again, subscribe if you haven't. Please go ahead and join us. Questions if you've got them, and I will talk to all of you very soon.